I ran 2 miles every day for 30 days. So here's why I decided to do this challenge. At the beginning of most years, like most people, I start with a lot of momentum. And as the days and the weeks pass on, leading out of January into February, I noticed that I lose momentum. So I wanted to create a sustainable challenge for myself that showed me that I can do something outside of my comfort zone over a sustained period of time. And I chose 2 miles specifically because it wasn't so short, like 1 mile, where it wouldn't feel like a challenge, but it wasn't so long, like 3 to 5 miles, where it would affect my activity in the gym. So that's why I decided to make it 2 miles. And the reason I chose 30 days specifically, because that's usually the amount of time it takes for a human being to create a habit. That's why I wanted to do this, because going into 2026, I wanted to create some new habits that will ensure that where I am at the end of the year is much better than where I am in the beginning of the year. And it wasn't until January 21st that I got the idea to do a 30-day consecutive challenge. So from January 21st all the way to today, February 20th, is the period that I did this challenge. And in between that time, I ran in severe bitter cold when there were like warnings to not go outside. I ran in the blizzard that happened out here in the East Coast in New York. I ran in the rain. I ran on some nice days, but it didn't matter. The circumstances and how I felt didn't matter. My whole thing was to try to overcome every excuse I could possibly come up with. And when you're dealing with those type of conditions, it's easy to come up with an excuse. I did this mainly for mental health purposes, but initially I didn't think of like some of the struggles and some of the challenges I would face. Like, I've never run that many days consecutively. Even when I did 75 hard back in the day, some days I would just walk. But I never like ran every single day for 30 days. And I didn't know how like tight my calves would be, the toll it would have on my energy, because when you're training very hard in the gym and then you're running, you got to get that energy from somewhere. So those were two of the things that I was surprised of. So if this is something you do and you're already active in the gym, I would just say be smart with your energy intake. Make sure that you're consuming enough carbs, especially if you have a high metabolism like me. Now, for this 30-day challenge, it was important for me to make sure that I ran the same route. I wanted to try to keep the variables as close to the same as possible. Unfortunately, I didn't run at the same time. I tried to aim for early mornings, but some days I just didn't do it. There were a few days in the 30 days where I was just really taxed in the morning, and I would do the runs in the afternoon, like today. Today I did an afternoon run, but as long as I got the 2 miles in, that's what mattered for me. Making sure that I ran the same route was important too. I really like the route that I run. There's a lot of trees, there's a lot of nature. For me, it was so helpful. There was days where like I really felt like I connected with God.
Good morning. Halfway through with the run. Last night, like the middle of the night, I just got the thought, like, what it would be like when I die and I encounter God, Jesus Christ, and I just him like this, like with a slight smirk on his face. Like, we know what I gave you to work with, and look what you did with it. And just that thought of my Father in heaven being proud of me. Like, when I got on my knees to pray, it's just such a powerful feeling.
Just like really deep thought. For me, I don't listen to, when I'm on my run, I try not to listen to anything with words. So I'll listen to like either like ambient music or motivational music. Usually right before or after I hit the 1 mile mark, I get into this zone where I'm just like completely locked in. There were times in those 30 days where it felt like I was running, but I wasn't feeling anything. Just like my mind was completely disconnected and I was in a flow state. And, you know, some people call that the runner's high. But if you are someone that struggles with substances, I would encourage you to try to reach that feeling, because when you get that feeling, it can become addictive. And I feel sorry for a lot of bodybuilders that I know that don't run, because the feeling you get from weights is great, but it's very different from that runner's high. So for me, I got to a point in these 30 days where I would look forward to feeling that feeling, and that sets your day up so good. Like after you feel that, like you're just ready to conquer the day. So for me, that was one of the biggest incentives of doing this challenge. I wanted to hold myself accountable and see what I can do, what kind of momentum I could build in the new year. And the one thing I noticed is a lot of us get discouraged. A lot of us beat ourselves up. But there's something to be said when you say you're going to do something, and no matter what comes up, no matter what feelings or emotions come over you, no matter what the circumstances are outside in terms of whether you do the thing, you develop a profound self-respect for you. You're like, no matter what, you did that thing. And it gives you encouragement and confidence to tackle on the next thing. Like while I've been doing this, I've been posting nonstop on social media. I've been more productive in 2026 first 2 months than I have in almost any other year, posting weekly on YouTube, posting multiple times on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. We have been grinding, and I think this challenge has a lot to do with it, because when you overcome the insecurity of doubt or imposter syndrome, and you see what you're doing with action, not words, not people trying to hype you up, you actually see the work you're putting in, day out, like there's no way you're not gonna have a belief in yourself that you can do the next big thing. So for me, I think that's probably been the biggest benefit, aside from the runner's high, that feeling I get in the morning of just being productive and like believing that I can do this thing, even in moments of insecurity and doubt. Before I get on to what's next, as you can see here, I have HTLT supplements. I have a tub of pre-workout and post-workout. The reason I have that there, I try not to do too much promos, but I've been presented with the opportunity with the company, and it's very important that for the next 3 months, you guys run up that code JesusV on HTLT supplements, because if I earn a certain amount in the next 3 months, I will be presented with a really big opportunity, and it would mean the world to me if you guys supported me on this journey. Also, for those of you that didn't watch the last video, I am now not only a NASM certified personal trainer, but I'm also a precision nutrition coach. So if you need coaching, you need training, you need someone to guide you every step of the way, I'm your man and I'm certified to do it. And before we end this video, let's just talk about what's next for me. What's the new goal? I think I want to focus on putting on some size. And I still like that feeling I get in the morning, but instead of running, I think I'm just gonna go for a walk every morning. I like how it sets up my day, especially as it gets warmer out and the sun is out. That's a big thing, trying to just like get outside once the day starts, get some sun, and get your day started. So for me, it's putting on some size and seeing what things I'm going to do with bodybuilding, and you know, continuing to create content. I appreciate all of you guys that have been supporting on this journey. I've been trying to be consistent with this Instagram and YouTube content. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, because we're going to continue this mission to 1 million. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, your insecurities. Peace.